Alright everyone, we are going to get started now. Thomas Riley is the CEO of Deep Profit Streams and the new company 10xbitcoin he is launching. And I actually have had the privilege of knowing Thomas from having worked with him in the past. And Thomas was one of the key leaders asked to fly to Hong Kong for the company's international opening there. And he was always the one in the room or on the conference calls that knew the tiniest details about the compensation plan and made the complex parts of it so clear and simplified. And you know, he was kind of way up there in my upline, and I was not anything to speak of in terms of group size. But the entire time in that program, he never rushed me when I approached or contacted him. In his new company and program 10xbitcoin, and I'm not a whiz at numbers like he is, but I have been in network marketing for over 10 years now, and I have literally never seen some features he has designed in this compensation plan. So I won't take up any more time, but let me again welcome you and thank you, Thomas, for coming on for us.
All right. Wow. Thank you so much, Shelley, for that warm introduction. It's so good to connect with you after all these years. Wow. What a truly small world we have. Well, I know we had a little difficulty getting connected, so just bear with me to reconnect if that becomes necessary. And, you know, what a great group of people you have on tonight, you and Bruce, and on such short notice. Great job in doing that. All right. And so 10xbitcoin is a wholly owned division of Deep Profit Streams. And Deep Profit Streams is a parent company. Deep Profit Streams is a 2-year-old diversified holding company, and I'll say a little bit more about that in a few moments. But first, I want to take this time and opportunity to say a little bit about my background in business and in network marketing. I've been in business for myself since the ripe old age of 18 years old. I've had multiple brick and mortar businesses and online businesses as well. And over that time period of over 3 decades of being in business, I've hired more than 200 employees, and I've also got more than 10 years experience, in-depth experience in the financial markets, trading full-time in stocks, options, and futures. And that background actually on 2 occasions has brought me to 2 formulations of private securities offerings. And so I'm very well versed in the securities and exchange regulations and requirements. And you know, not all companies out there are in compliance, but I can tell you I and our legal team have done the work to ensure that our program, our products, our services, our compensation are in line with and above board with regard to the SEC's regulations. And all of our products are clean and straightforward and not at risk of being classified as investments. And so in those business circles and financial circles that I operated in, I was always viewed as a good prospect for the network marketing programs that people may have had at that time. And so at the ripe old age of 18, I was introduced to my first network marketing program, and it was none other than good old Amway. And then at 19, a year later, I was introduced to prepaid legal. And so I still have my original prepaid legal card, a member card. But I didn't stay active or continue with either one of those companies. You know, who knew they'd last this long and be such great companies. But I didn't stay with them because, you know, it was just they were just a little bit slow, and it was difficult for me to keep people involved. And you know, I was a great presenter, but my organization, my downline wasn't. And it seemed as though as quickly as I could introduce or sponsor or help others sponsor, others were leaving and falling out the door. And so it just became like you know, a hamster wheel, going to the local meetings and the hours and the driving and you know, all of that. And then of course there were many other programs that came across my desk, came across my view over that time frame. They ranged from $99 all the way up to $3,000 or $5,000 for the whiz-bang package that they would offer, full of products that showed up on your doorstep that you had no way of ever using them in a year's period of time or selling them retail at all. And so those kinds of things, they just weren't duplicatable. We used to call that the truckload. It would get you the great title and the great lapel pin, but it wasn't duplicatable. And without fail, every one of those programs, almost every single one of them, even the low entry price programs, they were difficult for the average person to stay active, to stay qualified. And the structure of them was structured that all of that loss to the average person trickled up to the upline, way up there with the great titles. And so, regular people that I would see come to the meetings and that I would be introduced to, meaning my organization would bring to me to help them sponsor, they just couldn't keep qualifying. They couldn't qualify or couldn't upgrade, and the company gave many different reasons and different names to it, but basically it was a form of breakaway and squeezing those people out. A lot of times they would just get shafted. And so I'm sure everyone on this call is familiar with that in some way, shape, or form. And so I've always had a heart for the little guy, for the newest person, the average person, the inexperienced person, the one who's working a full-time job and has just a few hours at night after dealing with the kids to work their business online. They don't have great contacts, they don't have great speaking skills, they don't have a fancy, beautiful car to attract new prospects. They don't have great business skills, they don't have business backgrounds, they don't have confidence is the real core thing that they lack. And they've just barely got enough money for the starter package, and they may have to put that on a credit card. And so many of them would just be hoping that something good would happen when they signed up, and rarely if ever did. And after 2 months or so being involved with the program, they would just fade away and then become another statistic and another person who's got a bad taste in their mouth about network marketing and some negative things to say whenever someone might want to introduce them to something again, or a family member might approach them. And I knew there had to be a better way. And so over the years, over the decades, I would just study and analyze different programs, and I'd stay involved in the industry. And I even had the opportunity on 2 occasions to consult with the corporate office of 2 network marketing programs. And so when we decided to come forth with Deep Profit Streams, we had a commitment that we made that everything that we did, everything that we would come out with, we would look at it through the lens of the average network marketer, how it would work for them. That inexperienced person who's coming to us early on, what experience are they going to have in terms of the products, in terms of support, in terms of compensation. And we knew that if we made things work for them, then it would work tremendously for the big network marketers, or the heavy hitters as we call them. And that's our focus and outlook with 10x Bitcoin in everything that we do. Okay, so now what I want to address is why Deep Profit Streams, or DPS as we call it, and why 10x Bitcoin? Well, Deep Profit Streams, the name, was chosen very carefully and very intentionally, because Deep Profit Streams, as the parent company, in reality is a platform. Deep Profit Streams is a platform for multiple divisions that we will come out with over time, and they will be synergistically related and associated with each other, but separate entities, because as we grow and the various marketplaces and regulations and financial markets and outlooks may change, we wanted to make sure that our affiliates have multiple and deep streams of revenue that they will be able to build and strengthen their business with, and incomes that occur for them with Deep Profit Streams, with 10x Bitcoin, with our existing ads network, with our digital products division, and of course our cryptocurrency digital coin that we're going to be coming out with in a separate entity as well. And so these are multiple streams of income that will create immediate results, immediate income, ongoing, repeat, and residual income for our affiliates as they will grow and create what will become, in our opinion, a life-changing income. And so 10x Bitcoin is our entity focused on the cryptocurrency industry, which we believe is by far one of the most revolutionary industry shifts that any of us will experience in our lifetime. Right now, less than 10% of the world population is familiar with cryptocurrencies. They're just beginning to hear news stories and see news stories about this thing called Bitcoin. And so even far less know about the technologies behind the cryptocurrencies, such as blockchain and the huge developments and shifts that are going to be occurring because of that. 90+% of the world is still yet to hear or become familiar with cryptocurrencies. And we're going to be part of them becoming aware of the powerful change that's coming around them. We want people to experience our innovation related to what we're going to do with our cryptocurrency and blockchain technology out there. And so 10x Bitcoin, first and foremost, is a cryptocurrency education company. In addition to that, 10x Bitcoin is going to be involved with cryptocurrencies in addition to our own. We're going to assist our affiliates in taking profitable advantage of this entire cryptocurrency universe. We also have our digital products division, and then we have training and our coaching as well. And so all of this will come together with the goal that a person starting with us will be able to 10x their Bitcoin, whether they're starting with our smallest package or our larger or intermediate packages and programs. People will be able to get off to a good start with us, to grow through the different stages of our advancing system of products and services, and then they will also be able to learn how to insulate themselves and get outside of the fiat currencies that are out there, such as primarily dominated by the US dollar and the euro, which at any moment both of them could experience a big downfall. And so at 10x Bitcoin, we're on a mission to reach out to not just the major countries of the world, such as the United States and the UK, Canada, but with our program and with our cryptocurrency digital coin that's currently in the works, we're going to be able to go into third world countries and less populated countries in an explosive way, as we're able to give those people the opportunities to open their eyes to what may be coming down the road and help them become prepared and to have something that they can reasonably get involved with and have the opportunity to elevate their lives and eventually have their lives changed for the better. All right. And so with that, I'm going to move on and do a walkthrough of our website.